Um, Welcome back to the deep dive. Usually when we sit down to talk about artificial intelligence here, we're looking at, large language models or,
Automation fears.
right, exactly, automation peers, or maybe some new piece of legislation making the rounds.
Yeah.
But today, we are getting a little meta.
Ooh, very meta.
We're looking at episode 04 of the animated sitcom, The Miss Quita Girl Show. And the episode is titled First Day of Work.
And meta really is the only word for it, honestly. Just to peel back that first layer for everyone listening, this is a show created by a human writer, but the visuals, the production, they're generated using AI tools.
Yeah.
And then inside the actual narrative of the show, the characters are starting jobs at an AI company. So it's like this bizarre hall of mirrors.
It really is. But here's the thing, and I think this is why we actually picked this specific source material out of the stack today. We aren't here to critique the animation style.
Frame rate, right.
Yeah, not the frame rate. We are here to treat the script itself as a case study. Because what happens to these two best friends, Quita, by the way, that's pronounced Quita, and Erika in this 20-minute span, is basically a total crash course in navigating modern corporate toxicity.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it covers everything. You've got code switching. You've got this idea of performative innovation.
Nepotism.
Huge amounts of nepotism and office politics.
Yeah.
And it does all of this with a very specific, very sharp sense of humor.
So let's set the stage for you. The episode is called First Day of Work, but we don't actually start at the office. We start in a gym. And honestly, my first thought was, why are we here?
Right.
Like, why not just start at the front door of the company?
Because before you step into the arena, you really have to put on your armor. And that is exactly what the gym scene is doing. It's the pregame.
I like that, the pregame.
Yeah. You see Quita and Erika on the treadmills. They're getting the endorphins going, hyping each other up for what Quita calls this epic adventure. But then the tone totally shifts. Erika reveals she has a strategy for the day, something she hasn't really used around Quita before.
The white voice.
The white voice.
Okay, let's unpack this for a second. Erika tells Quita, just point blank, I'm going to be using my white voice when I'm at work. She calls it her professional voice. Now, on a standard sitcom, this usually just plays as a quick joke about, changing your pitch or whatever.
Just a sight gag, essentially.
Yeah, but practically speaking, what is she actually doing here?
Well, in sociolinguistics, we actually call this code switching. It's adjusting your speech, your mannerisms, maybe even your appearance to match the dominant culture of a space.
Right.
And it's usually done to make that dominant culture feel more comfortable. So Erika is essentially engaging in auditory camouflage.
Camouflage is a pretty strong word. I mean,
It's accurate, though. Think about it. She tells Quita they don't need to know the real me yet. She is protecting her authentic self by presenting this curated, safe version first. It's totally a defense mechanism. She's basically saying, I will play by your rules until I figure out if I'm actually safe here.
but isn't that just exhausting? Like, keeping up a performance like that for 8 hours a day.
Oh, it's incredibly exhausting. And that's the tension that's really underlying the comedy in that scene. Quita laughs and, she asks to hear the voice, but she also fully understands the game they're playing. Erika's instructions are super clear. She says, don't be acting brand new, just go with the flow.
Don't be acting brand new. I love that.
Right. She's recruiting Quita into the performance.
So it's a conspiracy of two. But before they leave the gym, we do get a quick look at the rest of the world via these side characters, Becky and Luigi. Becky's at the front desk, and she is, well, the production notes literally call her delusional.
Becky is fascinating because she basically represents the exact opposite of Erika's strategy. Well, Erika is hyper-aware of how she's perceived by others. Becky is just living in a total fantasy. She's completely convinced that this guy named Roberto is practically dating her just because he looked in her direction once.
And Luigi, the gym manager, is just trying to survive the conversation.
Luigi is totally the audience surrogate there. He hits her with that diplomatic sarcasm, saying something like, okay, if you say so, which is actually a really great warm-up for the kind of corporate diplomacy we're about to see.
Definitely. So they leave the gym, they grab coffee, they check their outfits, slay the fit, as the script notes say, and then they head to the new job at M&G Artificial Intelligence Industry. And they do not take the bus.
No, they do not. They get picked up in a driverless limo sent by the company.
Which, okay, fine. High-tech company, fancy car. But we have to talk about the puppy.
Little Vassar.
Yes. The welcome package is delivered by a puppy named Little Vassar. I have to ask, is this symbolic, or is the show just being weird?
Honestly, it's a bit of both. It really highlights the absurd, almost cartoonish wealth of this tech giant. I mean, they have resources to waste on puppy logistics.
Puppy logistic.
Yeah, but it also disarms you. It makes the company seem cute and cuddly right before you walk into the cold, hard reality of the actual office.
And man, the office is cold. They arrive at this massive campus, and it is full of what I can only describe as tech buzzword furniture.
Oh, it is the absolute epitome of performative innovation. Megan, the new assistant, who is an absolute gem, by the way.
Oh, she's great.
Yeah.
And the notes explicitly mention that Quita and Erika treat her as an equal right from the start, not a subordinate.
Exactly, which is a key detail. So Megan gives them the tool. She shows them these L-shaped clusters for collaboration and hexagonal pods for cross-discipline sprints.
Hexagonal pods. Because squares are for boring companies, right?
Obviously. It's design that's meant to look like work is happening rather than design meant for actual humans doing work. Megan even shows them a fully automated mailroom and a robotics bay where these assembly arms are crafting products. But here's the catch. The whole place is empty.
That was genuinely the creepiest part for me. Erika looks around and asks, where are all the people? You have this massive futuristic playground, robots building things in the background, but zero humans.
That silence is a very specific, deliberate choice by the antagonist of our story, Vera M. Alundra.
The president of the company.
The president. We find out that Vera specifically asked the staff not to come in until later. She wanted the office completely empty for the tour.
Why, though? Just to give them her full, undivided attention?
Not at all. It's to control the stage. Think about the power dynamics of a space. If the office is buzzing with hundreds of people, Vera is just one executive in a sea of activity. But if the office is empty, Vera is the company. She dominates the physical space. It is a classic authoritarian power move, just disguised as a nice private tour.
And when we finally meet Vera Wow, there is zero warmth.
None. She's described as arrogant, uninviting, and totally obsessed with her title. Quita tries to be polite, mentioning how cool the driverless limo was. A normal person would say, oh, glad you liked it. Vera says, obviously, I come up with the best, innovative, and transformative ideas.
She claims she invented the whole concept. She basically tells them, I made the autonomous cars running through Chicago.
It's that pathological need to own everything. And then the microaggressions start immediately. Erika tries to pay a compliment. She says, you have a very nice office, Vera.
And Vera snaps back.
Instantly, she says, that's President Vera.
See, this is the exact moment where I would have crumbled, or at least rolled my eyes heavily. But Quita and Erika just take it. They had this annoyed look, according to the script notes, but they don't snap back at her.
And that's the discipline. That is the white voice strategy in action right there. They are data mining Vera. They're realizing, okay, this isn't a mentor we're dealing with. This is a narcissist. If they fight back right now, they lose. They need to secure their position in the hierarchy first.
Thankfully, Megan saves the mood and takes them to see their own private offices. And this scene, I gotta say, this is where the show really won me over. Because up until now, it's been pretty heavy satire. But this part felt very genuine.
It's the office surprise. They go to Quita's office, and it's great. She loves the interface. Then they go to Erika's office. And Erika just stops dead in her tracks. She says, this is me, 100% me.
Which is weird because she never actually submitted a request for furniture or design to the company. She asks Quita, how did you know?
And Quita casually reveals she's been socially engineering her best friend for months.
It sounds so sinister when you put it that way.
But it's brilliant.
Yeah.
Quita explains she had been using smoke and mirrors. She'd send Erika these random questions on TikTok or Instagram like, what do you think of this lamp? Or do you like this color palette? Erika thought they were just wasting time online, but Quita was basically building a database of Erika's preferences.
That is next level friendship right there. But it also tells us something really important about Quita, doesn't it? She's observant. She knows how to extract information from people without them even realizing it.
Exactly. It establishes that Quita isn't just the fun friend. She is highly strategic. She plans ahead. And that comes in handy almost immediately because they hit a major snag.
The typo.
The typo. Megan looks at Erika's door and completely panics. She thinks there's a mistake with the title printed on it. She assumes Erika is her assistant.
Now, this is a very classic corporate trope, the assumption of incompetence. Megan sees two women. Maybe she makes assumptions based on age or demographics and just assumes Erika is support staff. But how Erika handles this is a masterclass.
It really is. She doesn't get angry. She doesn't yell at Megan or get defensive. She simply clarifies. She says, no, I'm the Assistant Director of Artificial Intelligence Product Development. But she doesn't stop there. She lists her credentials.
And it is a long list.
Oh, yeah. Computer science, mechanical engineering, robotics, mathematics.
And street smarts with a minor in fashion.
Which is, frankly, a valid degree in this environment. But listing those hard sciences is so crucial there. She is establishing her authority. She is telling Megan and the audience watching, I don't get here by accident. I am a serious engineer.
It effectively resets the power dynamic with Megan. Megan is totally mortified, but Erika is gracious about it. She forgives her immediately. But just as the three of them are bonding, the door opens. And in walks Jay.
Enter the Nepo baby.
Jay is the nephew of the CEO. And Megan gives us the background intel here. Jay applied for Erika's job 15 times.
15 times. Think about that.
And was rejected every single time because he simply wasn't qualified. But now he works there anyway in a bigger office, purely because of his uncle.
Jay really represents the rot in the system. If Vera is the tyrant, Jay is the parasite. He walks up to them and he doesn't see assistant directors. He sees threats and he goes for the jugular immediately.
He calls them the company's new DEI hires.
And that hits hard. And we need to look at how he's using that phrase. In this context, he is using DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion as a slur. He's using it as a direct synonym for unqualified. He's trying to delegitimize their presence before they even log into a computer.
Remember, we're just analyzing the script's narrative here, not taking sides on real-world policies, but within the world of the show, his intent is clearly to demean them. And he doesn't stop there. He mocks Erika's name. He asks if it's spelled E-R-I-C-A. And when she says it's with a K, he calls it very ethnic and exotic. It's just so gross.
It's textbook bullying. He is trying to make them feel small so he can feel big. And honestly, this is the moment where that white voice strategy usually cracks. You can only take so much blatant disrespect.
And they do push back, but they do it differently. Quita takes the high road. Jay tries to belittle Megan, calling her a tour guide, and Quita shuts that down hard. She says she is more than a damn tour guide. Show her some respect.
Right, Quita protects the team, but Erika decides it is time to drop the mask for a second.
She sure does. Jay is bragging about his office size, talking about his privilege, and Erika just looks him dead in the eye.
She says, get in my way and I will steamroll you like last week's dirty laundry.
I cheered reading that. I literally cheered.
It's perfect because she frames it as a warning. She basically says, please do not let this nice corporate persona fool you. She is telling him, I am playing nice right now, but I have a whole other gear that you do not want to see.
And Jay actually retreats. He mumbles something about managing things his own style and just walks away.
Bullies hate resistance. As soon as she showed teeth, he folded. And this totally solidifies the alliance with Megan. Megan actually shouts girl power. She realizes these two aren't just her bosses, they are her protectors in this toxic place.
So after all that drama, the limo, Vera, the office reveal, Jay, the episode completely shifts format. We move into Act 3, which is done like a reality TV confessional.
Like they're sitting in a chair.
Yeah, sitting in a chair, talking directly to an off-screen producer. Why make this sudden shift right at the end of the narrative?
It's a brilliant narrative device because it lets us check the scoreboard. In the hallway, Quita and Erika have to maintain professionalism. In the confessional, they can tell us the actual truth. It reveals the internal strategy that we couldn't see out there.
And Erika does not hold back in the booth. She calls Vera a hot-ass mess.
Which is, frankly, an accurate clinical diagnosis for that behavior. But notice what else she says. She says she plans to clock the tea.
Clock the tea. I love that phrase so much.
It's great. It means she is going to gather intelligence. Tea is the truth, the gossip, the reality of the situation. Clocking is watching. She is telling us that she isn't going to go to war with Vera tomorrow. She's going to watch, learn who the major players actually are, figure out where the bodies are buried, and then make her move.
It's strategic patience.
Yeah.
She knows she can't win just by yelling in the hallway. She has to outmaneuver them.
Exactly. And regarding Jay, she calls him a bastard, very direct there, and she totally flips his insult. He called her a DEI hire. She implies that he, the nephew of the CEO, is the one who actually got the job based on identity rather than merit.
That is such a powerful reversal. She is taking the exact label he tried to slap on her and pinning it right back on his forehead.
Precisely. We also get brief check-ins with Luigi and Becky to wrap up that gym subplot. But the real meat is Quita's final debrief.
Yeah, the episode wraps up with a monologue from Quita, and it felt very triumphant. She calls the day smoke and mirrors.
Because she sees right through it all. The driverless limo, the empty office, the hexagonal pods, it's all theater. But she says they prove they belong. She says no DEI checkboxes needed, just brains, flair, and hustle.
Take notes, because we're about to redefine artificial intelligence. That is a very bold way to sign off on day one.
It is, and I think the key takeaway here across all these scenes is really about the A-team dynamic. In a toxic environment, and M&G is definitely a toxic environment, you cannot survive alone. Quita designs the office to make Erika comfortable. Erika defends the territory from Jay. They both defend Megan. They are basically creating a microculture of support inside a macroculture of nonsense.
That's a great way to put it. It really challenges that old idea that to succeed in corporate America, especially in the tech sector, you have to be a shark or lone wolf. They are climbing together.
And they are refusing to be categorized. That is the big theme for me overall. Think about it. Everyone tried to put them in a box today. Megan thought assistant, Vera thought subordinate, Jay thought diversity hire.
And their response wasn't just to fit politely into any of those boxes.
No. As Quita says, tear that box into confetti.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you listening with that exact thought. Because we all have first days. We all have moments where we walk into a room and immediately feel people trying to categorize us.
Trying to figure out exactly where you fit in their specific hierarchy.
Exactly. So the question for you is this. How much energy do you spend trying to make them comfortable, maybe using your own version of a white voice? Versus how much energy do you spend gathering your intel, listing your credentials, and preparing to steamroll the J's in your life?
Hopefully you don't have to steamroll too many people on a daily basis. But if you do bring a friend, it helps.
It definitely does. That is a wrap on our deep dive into the world of Miss and Quita Gurl. Stay curious, everyone.
And stay fierce.